actor Harry is gradually surpassing Meghan in terms of hard work. After continuously accepting victim roles, he decided to renew his image by playing the role of a filial son. The movie returning to visit his father was released. Like many other movies, its main purpose is fame and money, and that is the main content of this video. Harry is in a right pickle of his own making. He married a psychotic narcissist. All their plans didn't just fail, they failed in a manner rarely seen. After he realized that a financially independent life could not let him and Meghan live as they hoped, he remembered his family far away, remembering his father's accounts. That's why he rushed back to England to briefly meet the king, something he didn't do with the late Queen and Prince Philip. And welcome back to the Royal News 365 channel, where all of your snarkiest dreams come true, as I share my deepest, scathingest thoughts about the dull Duchess and her handbag herald. As soon as received the information about Harry's hasty visit to King Charles, I and you partly realized the true purpose of this visit. And when Harry lost the court verdict in his lawsuit with the Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures, Harry's despicable motives were once again exposed. Harry wants to ask the king to pay his bills, and may also want to ask his father to fix everything that has happened. It's terrible! I feel lucky that King Charles didn't spend too much time with him. I believe that even though he still loves Harry, he also realizes that what he needs to do is ignore him. Harry's visit was probably only half successful. Success in putting him in the headlines, the center of attention. As for the possibility of being provided for or inheriting something, I don't believe it will happen. Just as the late Queen left everything to Charles, Charles will leave everything to William because he's the heir to the throne. That's how the royal family keeps their wealth intact. Other than a few personal bequests, which are more than likely given during their lifetime, the monarch always leaves everything, money, properties, jewels, to the direct heir to the throne. Just as Anne, Andrew, and Edward didn't become wealthy after their mother passed away, neither will Harry become wealthy after his father passes away. Whatever his father had to give has already been given. They chose their future, and he and his wife have been wished well in their new life overseas. There's no more money coming from the bank, Dad, ever. There'd be nothing left if their estate was split between various heirs every time the monarch passed away. Harry will get nothing when it's time, though. Whether the Sussexes realize this is anyone's guess. I can't understand Harry and Meghan's thinking. It's crazy because they could have at least stayed working royals, with cushy, well-paid jobs for life. But they were too greedy for that. They are not satisfied with what they have. They want more, and they want to be the highest. And when they realized Harry could never surpass the Prince of Wales, they decided to leave and continuously attack to destroy the royal family. A terrible action. One of the many problems is that the grifter duo breathed in the pea are the palace spun about them, forgetting that the version the public believes was contrived by the palace. They thought they were better than the late Queen and didn't need her. Except that's where the power lies. Without the royal connection, they are nothing. Two talentless, arrogant nobodies with empty titles and vacant minds. They contribute nothing positive to society, and their continued attacks on the royal family show how desperate they are for relevancy. They are their own enemies, except neither Harry nor Meghan understand accountability. King Charles III will probably leave something for Harry. Whatever the king leaves Harry, it will be set up in a trust, zipped up so tight that Meghan can't get her claws into it. It will not be enough to keep her happy. William will not be generous toward his traitor brother and his shrew harpy wife. So when the media reported on King Charles' health, Harry rushed back. He perceived the need to be doing something. All he did was burst through the careful messaging from Buckingham Palace that everything was carrying on save for public-facing events for the king during his treatment. At the heart, he just demonstrated his daft, impulsive actions and why he is deeply unsuitable for any serious role representing the King or the UK. It was total PR. I wonder if Good Morning American had already arranged to interview Harry at the Whistler Ingrafus training. I wouldn't be surprised if it was only after the PR stunt that they reached out to him. The British royal family was big news, with all the speculation. Then, of course, even more so, after his stunt, the only accessible royal would be Harry. That is why he took off on his mercy flight, to get the world to pay attention to him again, to think he was still in with the British royal family. Harry is already 40. No one can't waste their early adult life smoking weed and boozing like Harry did, knowing that there were buckets of waiting. They will need to find a career and make their own living, and hopefully, by 40, they will use money wisely. And Harry still has nothing. He came to his sick father with impure motives. He tries to rekindle the appearance of a royal connection and tries once more for the half and half out option, which is what Meghan and Harry are determined to get. In Harry and Meghan's mind, getting back in as a temporary part-time representative of the crown would provide an income, provide an argument for the additional security. Harry was refused by the Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures, and give him and Meghan renewed credibility as royals to boost their brand. Harry was probably concerned about his father to some extent. No matter how angry Harry may be at his father, King Charles has always been there for him. Harry seems to have had trouble believing his grandparents were as close to death as they were, and maybe that scared him into worrying about Charles. Part of the worry, I'm sure, will be concern about his own future, but I can believe that he was just struck by the possibility of his father dying. Emotionally, it's a big change in anyone's life when both parents are gone. We will probably never know what went on in those 12 or 15 minutes that Harry was with his father, but the fact that Harry was not invited to Sandringham, or even offered a room at one of the royal properties for the night, made it clear to the world that the reconciliation was not happening, and that Harry and Meghan remained outside the British royal family. We can imagine how furious they are about it. Everything would be much easier if Meghan followed the path the late Queen gave her. She can still perform her role as an actress, in addition to her royal duties. And Harry will be an effective supporting member of the firm. And at a time when both King Charles and Prince and Princess of Wales are on hiatus, hard-working Harry and Meghan will be greatly praised. The irony is that they could have done it. They were given every opportunity, but their laziness, greed, and narcissism trashed every opportunity. Their work ethic and general nastiness did not help. But thinking about what they have to offer, I am not sure. They have zero talent and almost no marketable skills. Even with hard work, I am not sure what they could have accomplished. If anyone should have taken advantage of work for the royal family and the British people, they should. A built-in job with only a requirement to show up and do good is precisely what they have abandoned. Idiots. The king may love his son, but not what he is doing. Harry attacked the king's wife and his brother's wife, and the king's granddaughter Charlotte. Harry can't light a fire on the castle and then show up and ask what is for dinner like nothing happened. I believe William will allow Harry back. Anyone with their right mind and a brain cell would never get near Harry or his evil wife ever again. Harry is all about what am I getting? What about me, not about the monarchy or family? While I agree that they should live off what they earn as they demanded, I think King Charles will leave him something. I just hope it's not a lump sum. If the king leaves Harry any money, I hope it's in a trust to be doled out per year and nothing more. This will require the Harkles to have to learn to live within their means or continue to grift off others because there's no way they can earn the difference. It sounds like their new plan is to pretend to be working royals, but the problem with that is the royal family doesn't get paid for appearances. The Harkles would require being paid for these appearances, which won't happen because they are unpopular. Reality also proves what I just said. Have you noticed that Harry and Meghan are taking the opportunity to appear everywhere lately? They are having to spend money in exchange for many things. Harry's purchase price is also similar. And most recently, Meghan appeared in a slot at South by Southwest. They didn't even bother to hide it. It was Archewell who sponsored the event so Meghan could appear there. I don't know how much is left in this fund. Hopefully, when the operating results report is announced at the end of the year, there will no longer be losses like in previous years. Finally, if the financial crisis still hasn't left them alone, they will return to the UK. I just don't know what Harry and Meghan will do besides sticking to the king. According to the latest news, it seems that Harry wants to return, but Meghan does not. She must have realized that the UK did not welcome her. And you? What do you think about Harry and Meghan's upcoming time? Will King Charles extend a surprise olive branch to his rogue son? Please join the discussion with us by commenting. And if you like our videos, don't hesitate to like and share so YouTube's algorithm recommends similar videos. Please support us by subscribing to receive notifications when the latest videos are updated. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you later.